Okay, this is John Strachan, the second small project for Economic Geography 360, and I'm interviewing Adam Gagne, who is a college student at UMass, and we're going to ask him a few questions about the recent economic crisis. Say hello to the camera.
Hello there.
So, I'll start you off with a question about your previous employment. Did you work last summer?
Last summer I did not, out of choice.
Out of choice?
Out of choice, yeah. I was planning on working at home, doing little projects.
Helping
and
around the
stuff.
house?
Yeah.
But
But
Did
I
you work
had,
the
I had
summer
plenty
previous?
of options too. I had plenty of options too. I could have been an assistant mechanic at a shop. I could have returned at old place I used to work in sales at Sears
Mm-hmm.
and a bike shop, a couple other little things here and there. But yeah, I had
Right.
plenty of options out there, but I chose not to.
Did you have a job 2 summers ago?
I did.
And what was that?
I was working at Sears and a car wash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was the car wash business? Like, when you
In
worked
the
there, was
winter-
there a lot of people? Oh, you worked during the
it-
winter.
I mostly just helped out during the winter and like during break and then a
Yeah.
little bit in the summer. But winter, it's booming
Really?
because all the salt and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, that's true.
New England weather.
All right. Well, do you have a job now?
I do not.
Okay. So, as a college student, are you optimistic about your future job prospects from like a year you get out of college, or 5 years after you get out of college, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic.
So, do you think your optimism stems from the fact that you're an engineering major, or because there's going to be a lot of jobs just in general for people after you graduate?
It's partially because of my major, but also the area I'm going into. I'm planning on doing something with the bike industry, which is kind of it's a smaller industry. You have to
But you have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
So that's
I
huge.
feel more qualified than some, so
Yeah.
that's part of it. I'm not too concerned about when I hear how few jobs there are out
Yeah.
there on the market and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Alright.
really concern me.
Well, so how would you rate the importance of money, like you personally?
I personally feel like it has almost like no value, but that's just me. I feel that the thing that we should really measure in is happiness. But I mean,
Do you think most
obviously,
people value money
obviously
more
you need
though?
money to like survive and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it matters until that point, but after that it's all about happiness because that's really the most difficult thing to
Yeah.
obtain. in
But
life.
do you think most people, at least in
Oh, yeah.
this society, care about money
Oh yeah,
and think they equate
Yeah.
happiness and money?
definitely.
Okay.
And it disgusts me.
Yeah. So, do you know anyone who has lost a job or a house, or has been hit hard?
Both my parents lost their jobs a couple years ago, well, like 5 or 6 years ago, and it hit me hard, but got through it, and here we are today.
So, last thing, do you think there's anyone or anything to blame? Do you think it's a system or particular people, or just it happened?
System as a whole, I don't know. I think a lot of it is that businesses are focused on buying each other out instead of making, customers happy. Like if something's going wrong, another business will just buy the other one out instead of fixing what's really wrong. And it's bad business. I feel like that has a lot to do with it, but that's just my input.
Alright, well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, this is John Strachan with the Economic Geography 360 small project on the recent economic crisis. And we're here with Shane Elliott, a regular college student, and we're here to ask him a few questions about how this economic crisis has affected him. So Shane, did you have a job last summer?
Yes, I did.
What was that?
I worked at Gillette Stadium.
How was that?
It was interesting.
Did you have many choices in when you were choosing? You know, did you have the job prior to last summer? Is what I'm asking.
No, last summer was the first time that I got
Okay,
the job.
so how many places did you apply to before you?
I didn't actually. I got the job through a friend.
Okay, all right, excellent. So do you have a job now?
Well, currently, I guess I'm still employed at Gillette
Yeah.
Stadium, but I don't have a job on campus.
Okay. Do you want a job on campus, or were you planning?
It would be nice to have the money.
Okay. All right. Well, as a college student, are you optimistic about your future job prospects? Like a year after you graduate, 5 years after you graduate?
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
Why is that?
Um,
Is it just because your major, or
it's
just in
mostly
general?
because of my major. I know
What's your major?
my major is environmental science.
Excellent.
And one of the reasons I went into environmental science was because I knew that the
Job market would be
the job
good?
market would
Yeah.
be good.
All right. Well,
Exactly.
how would you rate the importance of money for you personally? How important is money for you?
For me, I guess as long as it pays the bills, then I'm good.
So just
I'm not looking to be a multimillionaire or
All right.
anything.
how do you think others in this society and in other societies, but especially American society, how do you think others value money?
I would imagine a lot of people put a higher value on money than I do.
Do you think they rate money more over like family ties, like enjoying whatever work you're doing? Do you think it's more would someone were most people in this society, would they want to have a job where they actually enjoyed going to work and maybe made less money but still able to pay the bills? Or do you think most people in this society would rather work at a job that they don't really like but, you know, earns them enough money to go on extra vacation every year?
I would imagine that most people would be looking for something kind of in between, something that makes a little bit more money, but something that they're not super unhappy doing.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you know anyone who has lost a job or house or in any ways been hit particularly hard by the economic crisis?
My aunt's been hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
She lives in an apartment, and I'm not exactly sure what she does right now, but I know she has a job, and it's just barely paying the bills. And there was an opportunity for her to move up, but the company wasn't gonna pay for the training,
Oh, really?
which made it really tough for her. Yeah.
All right, well, would you blame anyone or anything, or just like, would you blame a particular thing that you could point to and say, aha, here it is, the thing that made the economy go down? Do you think it's a lot of reasons, or do you think it's just like the way it is?
I definitely don't think it's just one thing. I don't think you can find one thing
Yeah.
that went wrong with the economy, and that is the reason that everything is all messed up right now.
Yeah,
I think it was definitely more than one factor.
yeah. Well, do you think it's going to get better anytime soon?
I would certainly hope so.
We hope so. Well, as do I, as do all of us. Thank you for the interview, Shane.
Certainly.